Hey there, welcome back. It's the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I am going to do the intended purpose of this particular book that was given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends, and it's been on every single one of my coffee tables for almost 20 years now. And it's The Golden Age of DC Comics by Chip Kidd, Les Daniels, and Geoff Spear. It was printed in 2004, and it's a great little historical view into the past. And one of my biggest loves of geekdom and fandom are comic books. I grew up comic books. I grew up in the Bronze Age of comic books, a Bronze Age baby, and the bronze. What is the Bronze Age? Well, we're going to get into that in just a little bit. That's today's topic: is what is the Golden Age. What is the Golden Age? Well, we say here that the Golden Age of comics, of DC Comics in particular, and specifically, is 1938 to 1955. Now, I'd like to push that a little sooner to 1931, being when Dick Tracy and the Shadow started. And because I think that's a more proper place. Yet, the whole niche market of comic books, as opposed to daily strips in newspapers and radio plays and dime store novels, is a little different. It does narrow down to the subgenre and the medium itself. It was right after the Depression ended. So now, what is a 10-cent comic book? Well, 10 cents roughly is $1.99 today. Yeah, I looked that up. And today is February 18th. Ooh. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the art, then we're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about something comic booky. How does that sound to you? If you love comic books as much as I do, I bet you're here, and I bet you're tuned in, and you're interested, and you want to leave a comment or a question, and I can read sometime soon. I actually shoot these in advance, so I'll do separate comments. You can find comments and questions answered and other daily content outside of the 365. Let's see. And today is February 18th, and we're visited by Superman. Yes, the Golden Age Superman, who can be sublimely different from the Silver Age Superman, the Bronze Age Superman, and what would that 90s era be called? It's got to be called something by now. Leave a comment in the comment section. You tell me. I have to look this up. I don't think there is a term. Is there yet? Is it the Age of Heroes? And we're going to get into why it would be, because the last age, the fifth age, the one we're in right now, would be, as Hesiod laid down with the ages, would be the Iron Age, the age of the Iron Age, or maybe we're past the Iron Age. Most definitely, but because that's an old Greek thing. We're going to get to that in a minute. But here we have February 18th. It's 4 days after Valentine's Day, so I do not think this is Cupid. And Superman was very tough and brusque, and I guess he inhibited or exhibited qualities of masculinity that were deemed idealistic for its print time, which was November of 1939. So the blurb says this is a story by Jerry Siegel with art by Joe Shuster. That's Siegel and Shuster, the dynamic duo that created Superman and whose family has been fighting all this time for some proper recompense. And think that's just something that matters to this day, is the perpetuation of what we call intellectual properties, their creators, and what is due to them in perpetuity over time and over estate as well. There are equity clauses a creative can sign in their contract, therefore entitling them to a greater share. And then there are also just pay for play contracts. You just draw something and you end up not receiving much. But okay, it's February 18th. In the early days of Superman, and this is from Action Comics number 18 of November of 1939. Story by Jerry Siegel, art by Joe Shuster. Siegel and Shuster. We're back, full circle. In the early days of Superman, readers could still get a thrill out of watching the Man of Steel defying dangers that seemed commonplace to today's fans. Yet even in 1939, it must have been hilarious to see this trembling, sweating idiot threaten Superman with a bow and arrow. "Where'd I put that gun?" the fool is shown asking earlier. "Now that I need it, I can't find it." That's a quote for this, this evil ginger. And so yeah, my coffee table book, The Golden Age of I got two things. The Golden Age of DC Comics. It's a coffee table book. It's been on every one of my coffee tables for almost 20 years now, and I read it often. And what goes great with coffee tables and coffee table books is good coffee. Get yours. I'll put the link in the description. Let's get real quick to what is an age. What is the Golden Age? Well, we know what the Golden Age of comics is, but there's also the Golden Age of cinema. There's the Golden Age of music. It's a metaphor, the Golden Age. And here I am at Wikipedia. All right, caveat. A golden age is a period in a field of endeavor when great tasks were accomplished. The term originated from early Greek and Roman poets who used it to refer to a time when mankind lived in a better time and was pure. The ancient Greek philosopher Hesiod introduced the term in his Works and Days when referring to the period when the golden race of man lived. This was part of the fivefold divisions of the ages of man, starting with the Golden Age, and then the Silver Age, and then the Bronze Age, and then the Age of Heroes, and that includes the Trojan War, and finally the current Iron Age. The concept was further refined by Ovid in his Metamorphoses in the four metal ages, gold and silver, bronze and iron. So yes, I'm a Bronze Age baby, and that's specifically about 1974 to, I guess, like the late 80s or so. Then comes the Image Comics and the great implosion of the speculator market of the mid-90s. And that was 20 years ago when I got back into comics in 2001. And that was a new kind of what I thought it was some kind of quantum age where there's this now we're beheld to a huge spectrum of possibilities in publication and in storytelling and in color and in art and in of just quality that we had never seen before. And it was a great time to be a comics fan. Now, so that's an opinion, but in 2022. But what age are we currently in? What age did we just exit? And should we be calling the Image era the Age of Heroes? What came after my Bronze Age? Because the Silver Age goes from 1956 to about 1974. That's about the death of Gwen Stacy, Aquaman Jr. being murdered by Black Manta. That's Flash killing Reverse Flash, and the creation of Firestorm, who I think is kind of like the last Silver Age hero. And kind of like when Rome fell. Did Rome fall with a decisive date on a decisive battle? No, it was a steady decline over time. So yeah, that's my opinion of the Bronze Age. But I do now accept the terminology of the Bronze Age because it's used in pricing guides, and everyone else knows what you're talking about, and you don't have to explain yourself for 10 minutes like you do here on YouTube. But thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. And you can tune in at 3 o'clock Eastern US tomorrow and find out if what's on tap and when we turn the page. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of material. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. I'm a big lad. I can handle it. Give me a subscribe. I hope to earn your subscription someday. I'm a spiritual guy. We do spiritual content. Let's get spiritual, and we often do. And I'm a professional chef. I make nutritious, delicious, and beautiful food hacks for you so you can give to your family and loved ones at your table. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you love comic books as much as I do, then you've come to the right place. Check out Reverend Sully Station. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless. Namaste. Excelsior. Haha.